Greetings and salutations. Welcome back to another installment of Matthew's Rants, Raves, and Reviews. I'm doing this really early today because I saw Untucked extra early this morning, and I'm like, let's go ahead and get down to it and talk about it. Now, to the people who need markers for shit, the last 5 minutes of this video I'm going to dedicate to a couple of people. But before we get into that, let's just go ahead and get into Untucked, okay? We need to talk. It was a good episode. And a lot of people were showing some colors and things were going down. So the Save Queens return into the back area to grab their cocktails, sit down, do what they need to do to unwind or untuck, as they say, whenever they get back there. Now, Nina had then addressed that, asked some of her fellow group mates, hey, how do you think I did as a leader? To which then, Alexis pointed out, it was a little, hey, we all came through, we pulled it together, but, you got a little down on yourself at one point in time, and it was a little hard to deal with, but we just moved and pushed through it. And then Aja addressed that, nobody wanted to give that energy for the situation, because if they did that, then that would probably make it the subject of what they were trying to do as a group. So Aja simply said, we weren't going to pay that any attention, and she's too brilliant and amazing, for that to bother her, but she needs to get out of her head. And I agree, Nina is fucking amazing, and I hope she does get out of her head as the game progresses. Now, yay for Cynthia coming back. Oh, mi amores, I'm back for my cuckoo. And she basically showed herself out on Untucked. So it was great to see her come back in there and just be happy to be in the room again and getting that same experience. I found it so fucking interesting when they were like, they weren't ready for Alexa's intensity. Like, for instance, she addressed James Mansfield in the episode 2, and Miss Thing was like, girl, you better pull it together because you won that part and you're not even pulling it out. And, I got it. I got this. So if you can't get it, sis, you need to jump on the train because you're bringing us down. And that intensity, I didn't take as it being like catty or full of drama, but it was simply her saying, hey, I'm a professional. This is what I do. I know you got this too. You're much better than where you're going with what you're doing right now. So I need you to get back onto the A track because you on that B side and it's not working for you. The question was then brought up, who is annoying? Oh, child, I said, here we go. And then Farrah had said Aja, and only because she said Aja is really loud, and sometimes when Farrah's talking to her, Aja, it's almost like she's ignoring her. And, Aja, consoled her and was like, girl, that's not what it is. I'm a little bit of blonde. Sometimes I don't realize what's going on. I'm just in my own little world. And, that was, like, squashed quickly. Like, let's not feed into that. Go ahead, Aja. Come on now, Miss 22. I'm not about to pay that petty bullshit. I appreciate it, sis. I love it when it's like, cut that short. That's not really how I feel. Chill out, calm down, take a pill. Now Eureka said, oh, hey, my turn. I said, oh, she ready to say who is annoying for her ass. And she said, I have 2. I said, girl, 2. Here's the thing. I have a love-hate relationship for Eureka, and it's based on... Sometimes I'm thinking she's really being shady and messy boots. And other times it's really kind of funny. And I enjoy her facial expressions that she has, like, I don't know, when she's just standing there and they're like, oh, girl, or certain things. Oh, and her runway looks have been, very good. But, it's when we get down to moments like these where I'm like, now, here we go. Well, the first girl, because there's 2, was Alexis. She said Alexis was a little bit annoying. And Alexis was like, why do you think I'm annoying? She's like, well, I think you're annoying because you come off, the way you speak has a condescending tone. And so I don't like how that sounds because it seems like the words you're saying are being conveyed negatively versus in a positive tone. I think I just cleaned that up a little bit. That's kind of to the extent of what Eureka said, but that's what I took from it. And Alexis was like, I'm a little bit intense, baby. I'm crazy. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to be that way. But, this is just who I am, blah, 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 blah. I said, okay, again, I'm learning more about Alexis. I get Alexis' crazy side. It's not even crazy. It's just more of a, when you're so in your shit and you know how good you really can be doing certain things and you just want everything to go a certain way, like I want to say perfectionist, but not completely. I get it. I'm with you, Alexis girl. So yeah, Alexis had that moment. I said, okay, cool. Hey, it's no tea, Eureka. I'm sorry if I come off that way. Let's move around it. Oh, I enjoy it when these girls do not feed into the bull and they just go, drop it, continue, move around, because I'm not about to do it with you today. It's episode 2. We're not about to go down that route. I'm not basing my entire existence on Drag Race off of drama. So now the top 3 and the bottom 3 come into the backspace area. I don't know what to call that. The back room? The lot? I don't know. But they come back, okay? Basically, the girls are like, oh my God, please tell us about your critiques. What did they say? They said, Shay's like, I think Valentina's the clear winner. I mean, we all felt Valentina was the clear winner. It was either her or Shay, because Shay was beat. But Valentina was just, yeah, Shay was beat, girl. Ooh, I had to look back at that video a couple times. I said, Miss Thing is walking in that fucking white, and that wig is life-giving. But Valentina it was simply beautiful. Everything about it, including the story that we're going to get to in just a second. But they asked Valentina, basically what her critiques were. And Valentina's like, they said I did a really good job of being a cheerleader and staying on, like being on the entire time, even when I wasn't doing anything and I was sitting in the wings. And also, let's see here. I'm just smiling. That's just me. Oh, I love it. She's so cute. She's so adorable. I love it. I love it. But then Valentina gets into why she wore that beautiful dress and what the inspiration was. And it was based off of her mother and the VHS tape that she would watch as a kid of the wedding that her parents had. And, it was like, I guess, it was her favorite video. And, she got emotional while she was saying, she was just so happy. But then she was saying how in the hometown for her mother, how she was the most beautiful bride, and that was said to be said for the longest, we'll go with it, that was the case. And so, that's a proud moment for Valentina, and she wanted to really share that with us. And y'all, that translation was so the T spot on. Like I said, it gave me first wedding. It gave me, I'm so happy to be here, and she served it. So good job, Valentina, again. And the story really, really sold the outfit even more so for me. Thank you, Untucked, for that. As well is that Alexis said, you cannot clock that look. Charlie, feeling like her age is playing a factor against her judging, was not bueno. And I was like, damn, I don't want her to be like that, because Charlie is so good. Charlie is so good. So I'm sitting here saying, why is she doubting herself? She's actually a pretty strong competitor. Yeah, the cheerleading was a little womp, but it wasn't like womp womp. It wasn't, tumble roll James Mansfield. I'm sorry, James. I'm going to get to you in a second, but I didn't like those little gymboree tuck rolls that you were doing, girl. It was, as a former gymnast, and again, okay, not everybody's a gymnast and this and that and the other. I get that, but it was like, no, just have him do something completely different besides that, like a jump, herky, whatever, like, I don't know, something like that, like, not the roles. But Charlie was feeling very insecure about his age and was expressing that to everybody. And you know what? Then before we get more into Charlie, because Charlie expanded upon that, Kimora was having a moment. Okay, and I feel a tidbit bad. I really do. Yeah, I feel a tad bit bad about how I sort of went in on Kimora on my last video. I just didn't like the whole presentation for the show. She got the bitchy edit, okay? And she was feeling really down in that back room, and I'm a guy, when I watch a show, I feed off of the people's energy if it's reality TV. Regardless of it being authentic or not, I basically zone in on that. So when she was just back, it was that defeatist, aura that I was like, oh Lord, have mercy, pull it together, sis, because that aura can like really take a hold of your entire life, not just that day, your entire life. If you let it in just a little bit, it becomes really nasty. So come on, Kimura, get it back together. Yes, you slipped up this time, but it's just episode 2. You have many more to go if you want it to be that way. You feel what I'm saying? But everybody's bringing their A game, so you have to come guns blazing. It can't be just, well, this is cute today. Can't do that. So let's see here. Okay, now James Mansfield. Okay, so they gave James Mansfield the floor again. Again, do you hear I had to say that? They gave him the floor again. Like, why can they not just let that little baby speak? It was all the big voices were talking that time. It's like, okay, hey, let her talk. And, you know, she's going over critiques and saying that Ross said he was giving 25% and how that was a real big blow to him. And, you know, again, I feel it because you yourself feel like you're pushing it all out there and not everybody is seeing that energy coming back from you the way you want it to. It's disheartening and makes you question everything that you're doing. So, you know, I was like, oh my God, James, like, sorry, like, she's gotten really emotional, and I was getting upset with James Mansfield this morning, mind you, when I watched this. And then when she said drag, I don't think I ever heard the Wisconsin come out until I really listened to him say drag. And he's probably said a couple of other things I haven't paid attention to, but I heard him say drag, and I was like, hilarious, okay? Let's see here. Okay. Now, Alexis's comment about her, you know, not being cut out for season 9 and more so for season 1. Now, that was deep shade, bitch. But, I mean, James would have gone far in season 1. Well, yeah. Like, put him in that same race with everybody else. Yeah, James was doing really good. And I think let's not do that. Let's not think of what season they should have been on. You were meant to be on season 9. That's the season you were on. This is when the shade happened. And if you've noticed while you're watching the video, random pictures have been popping up. I'm trying this out. Give me a moment here. But Charlie. Okay. So Charlie is upset. And he's talking about, you know, oh my God, you know, I'm old and, they're looking at me this certain kind of way, and I don't like that. You know, I know I'm more than that, you know, but Charlie came off really defeated. That's like totally the theme of this episode is of Untucked is doubt and defeated. The look was everything, Charlie. You should not have been even close to being scared. Look at who you were being judged with in the bottom 3. You were good, girl. Got it? Okay, you had like, your challenge was okay, and your dress was phenomenal. No, you're not going to be in the bottom 3. But Charlie's upset, and he's talking about it, right? Well, trying to talk about it, because I had to rewind it back a couple of times just to catch it, because I was like, is she interrupting her, or are we all just tripping? Interrupting like a motherfucker. Now, what was said was, well, here's the thing. Eureka wasn't being petty with her interruptions in terms of being shady petty. You get what I'm saying? It wasn't like she's being petty, but it was kind of like the pat of the dog type of shit. Like, it's okay. It's okay. Like, you know, calm down, girl. But I'm going to tell you what was said. Now, while Charlie was trying to convey his message to everybody, Eureka is going, your voice, your attitude, it's everything. And Charlie's still speaking. And Eureka then goes, you got it, girl. Like, all that was while he was still talking with all those comments. So I completely get it. But then Charlie turns around and... Charlie turned around, baby, and said, could you shut up for a second? Girl, everybody in that room was shook. Everybody in that room was shook. Now, Eureka girl goes, really, girl? Charlie goes, yeah. Spooked, y'all. I had to pause. Eureka goes, that was really intense. Like, girl, like, okay, but you could have said that completely different to me. Well, would you have listened? Oh, And Charlie's like, sorry. Not even looking her in the face. Because, ooh, she's pissed. Like, I can't even look at you. Because I'm kind of right for how I said how I said it. But I feel you on that, girl. I came off a little strong. But that shit was fucking funny. But, oh, shea coulee cocoa butter. She said, but you do have a tendency to talk over people. I said Shay came in like as if Charlie almost put the Band-Aid on the cut, and then Shay said, well, before we do that, we do need to address that you do have a tendency to talk over people, which Eureka said quickly, everybody has a tendency to talk over everyone. I said, well, this is true. So it's like, okay, all right, we got that out the way. Everybody cool. We took a breath. Charlie, do you have something else to say? We have completely silenced this over here, and we're ready for you to keep on going. Charlie felt very, and just walked away. And sure enough, our favorite medicine women, Nina Bonina Brown and Alexis Michelle, came to the rescue. And I'm glad to see it too. Go ahead, Nina and Alexis, for being the medicine women of the show. Dr. Quinn, there they go, okay? So there you have Untucked. This is a great cast. It's like everybody's your favorite. Personally, even the ones who I'm having trouble with right now, who you even hear me say, like, girl, she's getting on my nerves a little bit, they're all beat and they're all, like, on it. And I'd be sad for all of them to go. I really would, honestly. So, they bring in, okay, it's the bottom two. It's basically James and Kimora Black. We've already gone over that, and James goes home. And James looked beautiful on his exit. And James left some things for Nina Bonina Brown. I said, oh my goodness, do y'all see? I saw 2 wigs and a bag of something in Ziploc. I said, okay, see, this is what I'm talking about when you have a sisterhood or a brotherhood or a friendship of any kind, or you feel close to someone and you want to see someone do well, regardless of whether you failed at something or not, and they're still on that race. Honey, there is something about that kind of generosity and kindness that goes so far. And James Mansfield, whatever the fucking happened on Drag Race, those 2 episodes you were on there, Miss Thing, this last Untucked, that was all. I had the same critique for Naysha Lopez too. When you do stuff like that, that means a lot. It's not because you're doing it just for a show. You just want other people to succeed and excel when you know they're great as well. Props to your mama. And another thing too, when James Mansfield got in the car after putting they put their luggage in there for him. He had this moment where he was holding the door and he looks down and just pauses. If that's not some shit I would do, if that's not some shit I would do. Loved it. James Mansfield, you're everything. And can't wait to see more of you, honey. Okay? All right, y'all. That was my Untucked recap rant for you. You got it all the way from straight to the end right here. And now these last 5 minutes, I'm going to go and tell you a couple of things that I need to get off my fucking chest. Before that, please like, subscribe, and share. For subscribing and commenting and sharing, it means the world to me. I really, really appreciate it. What I will not tolerate and will not go for is the bullshit and the real fuckery. And I'm going to address these people. I've already blocked them personally because I don't need to feed into that shit. But what I will do is address this this will be the last time I have to say this, and this will be in this video, okay? If you have something personal, because it was personal, what these people had said, it was, and I'm going to delete the comments after this video. So if you've seen it, I've already screenshotted it. I can show it later. But I brought up my sister and me being happy about watching Drag Race with my family. And I would bring up places I went to eat and stuff because I was totally burping through the video. I was getting very personal with you because that's what I do. This is Matthew's Rants, Raves, and Reviews. I go off topic and I get back to the topic, but that's the joy of storytelling. So thanks for tuning in. I'll be back here again next Friday and Saturday for RuPaul's Drag Race episode 3 as well as Untucked on Saturday. So thanks again. Now, this is where I get a little mean, you guys, and I don't want to have to come off as that person, but I was I was put in that position last night. And I didn't really go in because I didn't need to go in, but I slept on it and woke up and still felt some kind of way. It's Matthew's Rants, Raves, and Reviews. I'm simply commenting and having a chit chat conversation with you like I would do with any of my friends if they asked me, Matthew, what show did you watch? What movie did you watch? What did you think about it? We're gonna talk. We're gonna have a sit down and it's gonna be a good fucking time. And we're gonna talk about a lot of different things and we're gonna bring up a lot of different subjects within the same matter of what we're trying to go over and review. Now, if you don't want to do all that and you need your straight 5, 6, 7 minute show, girl, there are plenty of people out there doing this right now that do that. And you will not be as entertained. Possibly you will still be as entertained, depending on who the person is. But if you're wanting a good story time about a show that you love, about something that I care about, this is where you come to, baby. I give you the story. The story from anybody you know is always never full on direct. There's always little routes and little trails to take along the way. But that's what makes the journey that much more fun. So I'm saying that to say, don't get on my page and post some fuckery bullshit. By all means, look down. You see all those links. That's Facebook, that's Twitter, that's Instagram. Facebook at Maddie Rants. Also at Maddie Rants on Instagram. And on Twitter, it's at How About Matthew. Don't abuse the comment section and have a great day.